Hey guys and viewers, this is the TheRevDev's tutorial on Roblox. So this is my first video on the channel, and you may not know who I am. Well, I am the TheRevDev, and I am a professional Roblox scripter, and this is a tutorial series right now. So in the tutorial series, I am going to teach you how to script, basically, from beginner to intermediate to advanced. So it's going to be a very fun journey, and if you really want to see more, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so you will get notified from me. And yeah, let's get started. So first, you see all the categories, and today we're going through the basics. We're not doing any scripting today. We'll be going over the basics. So just click base plate. Wait for it to load. So before we do any scripting, you have to understand your way around Roblox Studio, because literally that's the only engine you're using to make games, so you have to know how to use it. And it's taking a long time. There you go. Right. So okay, yeah, you will get this error, so just click OK. So your studio may not look like this. So before we do anything, click on View, then click on Explorer, Properties, Command Bar, and Output. Output is probably going to be one of the most important here, because that's how you're going to see all your scripts. Toolbox is to make free models. I just have it open, but we don't need it. And yeah, and if you really want to, you could do Object Browser. And what that is, basically, it's basically it's a big list of all the values and objects you have. So let's see, for example, let's say fire, because you can insert fire, and these are all the things you can do. So you can change the color of it, change the name, the parent, the heat, or you can clone the fire, destroy the fire. Is there, so if it's a part or something like that. Yeah, and wait for child. So just keep that open, that's what I do. So this is our base plate. Now, what is a base plate? Well, a base plate in Roblox is basically just a big tile on your game. So if you play a game of it, see? So this is what I'm walking on is the base plate. This is the entire world you're in, the game, basically. So I can walk around, I can do whatever. So, first of all, in this tutorial, we're going to look at every single panel and what everything does. So let's start. Let's start with home. And let's look at all these three objects. So if I have a part here, we're going to look at these four. Select, move, scale, and rotate. So what does select do? Well, it's basically universal, if that's how I put it. So I can click, move, and I can actually rotate it by pressing the R key. Rotate it 45 degrees this way, and we can do more. And let's say you have multiple parts. Let's say I want to select all of them. You have three ways to do it. First way is you click here, press and hold click, and drag, and look, I can select all these parts. The second way is you can click, press shift, and click the others. Press and hold shift, so you can select all of them. The third way, you press control. Same here, you can do it in the Explorer panel by pressing shift. So that's select. Next is move. Move is going to be very useful in my opinion. So you have here the green, blue, and red, which is basically green is the y-axis, blue is the the x-axis, and the red's the z-axis. So basically, so you can move up, sideways, and forwards. So, well, actually tell a lie. So yeah, red is x, blue is z, green is y. That's what I meant to say. And what you can do, like I'm doing here, you can move it around. Because with select, you can't really move it up, can you? So you see me trying to move it up, but you can't move it up. So you need to click the move tool and click the green arrow and then move it up. So there you go. Next is scale. very interesting. Basically you can resize it, so obviously Y, X, Z, and if you, let's say you want to make it bigger, you can do this. Now I've made a cube. So if you want to make it taller, click that one. Make it more lengthier this way around, like you can build a wall or something like that, or you can do it any other way you want. What? And you might be asking, why is scale useful? Well, you can obviously make games with it. Let's say you want to build some towers, so you can use the move tool as well, and you can scale it. And look, towers. That's what I love about it. So next is rotate. Rotate is going to be very useful. You can select any point and you can rotate it. See, rotate it this way. Rotate it. Hang on, I need to move it up. Rotate it obviously this way, and this way. Now, if you're trying this, it might not be smooth, and I'll tell you what I mean. If you're rotating it, it might look like this for you. It might be like this. So let's say I'm rotate here, you can't. But that, all you need to do is basically click model, rotate, and 0. And when it goes on 0, what that means, I can scale it as much as I want like this. Little movements. And that's what I like about it. So just rotate it, whatever you want. Right, that is the main 4 categories. You're definitely going to be using them. So yeah, click select again. Now let's look here. Collisions, constraints, and join surfaces. Collisions basically means you can collide objects together. What do I mean? This is what I mean. Let's say I want to build something. If I scale this up, alright. Basically, let's say I want this brick to move here, but I want it to go inside, but you can't do that, can you? Can you see this? I'm trying to move it, but it's not letting me. So what you do, you disable collisions, and look, watch this. This part can go through. That's really useful in my opinion. Seriously. It's basically, look, it's going through without collisions. See, look, it wouldn't work. Collisions, bam. You can even make it go through the base plate like this. So it can go under. Well, you can't see it. Okay, let's join surfaces. Well, as it says, it joins surfaces. So, let's say I want it to join with this part. If I was to disable it, okay, so you don't know if you're joining it, but if I click it, watch this. It says, do you see it say join? If I click it, it says join. And what that does, see, look, if I just put it together like this, that's it, right? If I turn it on, you might see like a white brick when I connect it together. A little white brick appears, or a little white part, which tells you, oh, look, you can join the part together. And again, that's useful. Very good. Right. Next is the terrain, is the editor. Now, terrain can be very useful. You can actually make your own terrain, but obviously I'm not going to go in depth. I'll probably leave that for like another tutorial. So, let's move that back. Right, toolbox. Now, with toolbox, what this does, you can add free models. And what is a free model? It's basically a model where someone has created something else. So, you see this tree here? Obviously, I didn't create this tree. This person, Quenty, he has made this tree. And what he's done, he's published it to the official toolbox. And that means other people can use it in their own games. So, pass to play. Okay, so taking a bit of time, just wait, there you go. See, look, trees in the game, I can climb it, like this. So you can climb these trees, go down, and if you want to, you can click on it and you can look inside what it's made of. See, there's a leaf here, leaf here, leaf here, leaf here. So I can delete anything I want. I can actually change the colour. Look. I can make it pink, that's what I like. Now next part. This is gonna be one of the useful parts. Excuse the bum. It's gonna be very useful. Parts is basically what makes up your game. Let's say you want to make a house. You need a part. Because how else are you gonna build it? So yeah, you can add walls. Like, so if I want to make a game, all I have to do, if I want to make a maze, I meant to say, obviously I can make a maze like this. It's not a very good maze, but you can see what I'm trying to do here. See, look, this is all made with parts, and it's even in this toolbox called part. So obviously make whatever you want. Now this is obviously squares, blocks, as it says here, block. Let's say you don't want to do that. If you click this little grey arrow down here, you have different options. You can create a block, you can make a sphere, which is obviously a 3D circle, and it's basically got the same properties as a block. You can obviously make it bigger. So if you want to make a sun, or like a fake sun, obviously you got that, and make it as big as and small as you want. Next we have a wedge, which is a wedge, like a block of cheese. Let's say you got a cheese wedge. Think of that. Or it's like a little staircase. If you want to make a staircase, there you go. You can walk up on it, or you can use it in design. So like, obviously I can do this. There you go. Little triangle. You can actually make triangles as well like this. Pretty cool. Next is cylinder. Obviously, little round tube. And obviously resize it. You can make wheels if you're making a car. Use this. Obviously, if I make it black, there you go. That's a wheel. So yeah. Okay, material. Right. This changes the material of your object. So let's say I want to make this into a brick. What you do, you see material, you click this grey arrow, and you got a list of materials you have. You have plastic, wood, slate, fabric, sand. But I want to make a brick, so I look for brick, and you see it. There you go. Now it's a brick. And you can change it as well. Click here. Concrete. Now it's concrete. You obviously use this for level design and texturing things. So that can be concrete. Oopsies. That can be concrete. And obviously this can be like tin foil. So if you're making like a tin foil pan, you can do that. Yeah, pretty useful. Next, another useful is color, which obviously changes the color of your objects. So let's say I want to make this, blue. What I do, grey arrow, and I got a big panel. So let's say I want to make it blue. There you go, it's blue. Or you can change the shade of it. So this is like bright blue, and you got that's electric blue. I like electric blue a lot. Again, for level design, so I can make that orange, brown. See, look, list of different colors. Right, let's look at grouping next. Basically, you can group objects together. So look, I'll show you what I mean. So I've got these objects here, 3 objects. Let's say I want to make them, be part of the same group. I select all of the objects individually. You see here, and you click group. There you go. Now, if I click one, I can move the entire thing, and it's made this thing into a group. And you can change the name. I can call it bricks. And there you go. Then I can copy and paste them, and they're nice and basically like they're separated. So look. See, look, you can even make groups out of groups like this. But the reason why I'd use this is because it looks untidy. If I was to ungroup everything, look, part, it looks so messy. If you group it together and group that, look, one whole thing, and call it bricks all together. Look how organized that is. Again, you can obviously keep repeating this as many times as you want. Let's see, I can get these. I group that. There you go. So that's why groups are useful. Next is locking, which basically locks objects. So let's say I'm making something, and I don't want this part to be selected. I don't want to select this by accident. Let's say I'm trying to delete parts like that. I might accidentally delete this, and I don't want to do that. So what you do, you click lock, and you select the object you want to lock. Now you can't select it. If I'm deleting things, I can't accidentally delete it because it's obviously I can't select it. And the only way to select it is by going to the tool menu, but you can't move it. To unlock it, well, unlock all. And by default, the base plate is locked. So it's not locked now, but by default, it's locked, which is very useful. Now next, anchoring. You will need anchoring. I'll show you what it is. Let's say, let's make a big cube. A big cube. Bam. Bam. See, look, that's a big cube, isn't it? Now it's floating, you can see. That right now there's nothing here, it's floating. But if I was to join the game now without anchoring it, look what happens. Look, it falls down. If you don't want that, you click on it, click anchor, and watch. If I join the game, look, it's floating. It won't fall down. So it's very useful. If you're building a house, you want to anchor it, or the house will completely fall down if someone touches it. And yeah, that is very useful in my opinion. Now, unions. And don't worry, guys. I know I'm taking a lot of time, but I really want to explain everything. I want to use my time to explain everything to you. So, next. So yeah, look, I've just covered basically the basics you'll need to know. So yeah, playing. Obviously, if you click play, you will spawn into the game. But if you click run, the game will run, it'll play, but you won't spawn in. So like you can use it for test your scripts and stuff. That's very useful. Game settings, obviously, look like change your avatar type, like enable API services, which is like data stores, so like stores your data. Change all just change like your jumps if you jump higher, if you want like a default walk speed, stuff like that, and the name of your game, stuff like that. So that is the basics. Oh yeah, one more thing. Unions. If I was to get two objects and make a union, look at this. They're one whole object, but look, there's no drop down. Both these parts this is actually one object. It's obviously two separate parts, but it's actually, if it's a union, it's actually one whole part. So that's how I use it. Now, one of my favorite parts is the negate tool. Do you see why I love it? Let's say I'll make a door, but you can't just make a door like using a scale tool. So what you do, get your part, you turn off collisions, get your part, click negate, and it'll go red. Now you select anywhere you want. Oh. So yeah, I'll make a hole here. Sorry. Okay. So, actually, don't select the negate tool yet because it won't work properly. You go down here, select scale. You scale as much as you want. Let's say I want to do that. A big doorway. Now this is not a door, so you click negate and it goes red. Then you select the negate, the negative part, and the part that you want to negate to. You click union, and bam, look at that. Now it's whole one union. So negate tool makes holes, which obviously useful as hell. Heck, whatever. See, look, even this. Negate. Select the negate part, select this part, and union, bam, hole. Now let's say, oh wait, I don't want this door. You click separate. Just click the separate button, bam. Maybe you want to change it. Bam, negate, see? Sorry, did the wrong way around. So you select this, and union. Look. So use the union tool, so useful. These obviously I'll explain these in later tutorials. I'm only going over the basics. Scripts, obviously you got your local scripts, normal scripts. Test. Also showed you the run tool. You can stop your game, you can pause your game. You can start a local server, so if you want to test, let's say remote events, which you'll learn later, you can use it to test. You can change the device, so let's say you want to go on iPhone 6 Plus. This is what your game will look like on an iPhone 6 Plus. So if you want to make your game compatible with mobile and PC, obviously you'll need this, so you can find out how your game should be made, basically. If that makes sense. iPhone X, iPhone 7. iPhone 7, this is the phone I have. This is what it looked like for me. This is the actual resolution, fits a window. This is the actual size. And also you got iPod Touch. You even got like Samsung S3 and Samsung S7. iPads. Your average laptops, Xbox One. So yeah, pretty good, really good. And yeah, a gameplay that'll be for later tutorials. So you've gone through the first tutorial, and yes, it's not a scripting tutorial, and it was very long. Well, hope it was, but it's just the basics of your studio, and you'll definitely be using these things. So the material tool, the color tool. Oh yeah, and I've got a bonus for you. Let's say if you want to change the color of the part, you don't have to change it here. You can change it through here. So you click properties, and you can change it through here. Hot pink, pastel light blue, grime, medium blue. That's what I like. And if you don't want to use this bit color, let's say you like using RGB, you click color, and you can actually physically use RGB to change your color, to make it as dark or bright as you want. So obviously you got HSV, HSL, RGB, all that stuff, and HTML. So obviously if you're more used to RGB and HSV, use that. And yeah, you can change the name of your part, like that. The orientation, which is just a rotation of it. But yeah, so yeah, congratulations. You passed your first scripting tutorial. It obviously wasn't scripting, but yeah. The next video, which I hope I'll release by today or tomorrow, will be about printing. Right? Printing and script. So tomorrow is actually going to be a scripting tutorial. It'll be about printing, so you learn how to print things. So yeah, this is the end. Please, if you want to see more, if you want to start seeing advanced and more beginner tutorials, please hit that like and subscribe button. Obviously, I will respond to all your comments. Please give me suggestions, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.